Hello, and welcome everybody out there in YouTube and D&D land. I hope you all had a fantastic day today. Before we jump into the action, don't forget, like, comment, subscribe. All of those things help us out tremendously. If you're interested in supporting our community a little bit further, consider becoming a member here in our YouTube channel. Memberships start at just $2 a month, and you gain access to some really cool emotes. Lastly, if you are interested in joining any of our campaigns, we have open slots currently available in the Tuesday Early campaign, as well as the Sunday Early campaign. And starting next month, we will have open slots available in the Saturday Early campaign. So, if you're interested in any of our daytime dramas, be sure to reach out, let me know, or go through our Patreon, which is listed down in the description below. Without further ado, Barnabas, tell us what the Hap Hat was.
All right, so we met up outside Gildart's home to find out about what happened to him, because we had no idea how he would be trapped with a whole bunch of crows. He says he's going to wait it out, however many days it takes for all of the crows to die. And so he gives us all a bunch of errands to run for him. Dresley and Sybil go pick up his dry cleaning and get some of their own uniforms. Or at least I think Dresley ordered his. Sybil's were already done. Myself and Durin went to the mall and picked up his clove cigarettes. And Pyre headed to the AV club to get recording equipment, because Gildarts is evidently teaching the swordplay and strategy class for third years, and PE for every grade. And since he won't be able to attend his first day of classes, he needed to record intros or something for the start of his classes. We all meet back up. I fill him in on my vision, and then we all fill him in about the counselor. He does give a suggestion. I think he was suggesting that I try and get one of Father's employees to give me information. So we'll have to go down that road later. He then finished us signing up for all of our classes. He gives us a breakdown on all the current leading groups, the top 5 groups in the school, their last known points, and their most dangerous members for 4 of the groups. One of the groups he did not give us the most dangerous member of.
Sorry for the wait.
You're good. We started already.
problem.
Keep going.
He also tells us the counselor stores documents in a cabinet under their desk on the right-hand side bottom shelf. So we head out again. We head back to the school. Jeeves and Durin and Dresley all notice that Twiddleleaf's car is following us. We go to the principal's and we update him on the fact that we're going to take both of those quests for the one for about Barnabas' family and the one about the counselor, and what information we have at this point to try and up our point totals for the year. And then we stop at the AV club, and Sybil distracts Ipatio, while Pyre uses the computer to read the disc we stole from the Hungs. There are a whole bunch of files, but they're all encrypted. Pyre figures out that it's a 4-digit code that's alphanumeric, but we only have one chance to answer it, so we need to go find the code before we try and enter anything. We figure the best bet is probably the paperwork that we have, but it's going to take us a full week to get through it. So instead, we head to Dresley's hotel in order to confront Twiddleleaf. Dresley has the proprietor act as kind of an intermediary to our discussion, who we find out is tied to the fairy godmother. Through the conversation, we figure out that Dresley's father actually doesn't know that he's at the wrong school. Twiddleleaf noticed it when he was actually here in town on some other business. And his father was the one who picked the portal that Dreadly sent through, and we're pretty sure Twiddleleaf is just trying to fix Dresley's father's mistake without his father knowing that he made a mistake. We weren't quite able to get Twiddleleaf to break and do something inadvised that would get the proprietor to intervene. So he eventually leaves, and then we all have dinner and we go to bed, presumably for the night, so we can wake up for our first day of classes.
Yes. So you all wake up bright and early. Conduct your typical training and shower yourselves off before heading back out to the main courtyard. You step into this courtyard at Eldermage. The sun is beginning to crest higher into the sky, casting away the shadows over this meticulously manicured lawn that is out here. The main courtyard is bustling with activity as students and faculty prepare for the ceremonies. Vibrant banners in the school's colors, emerald green and deep gold and blue, flutter in the gentle breeze, bearing the crest of Eldermage, a majestic phoenix rising from an open book surrounded by arcane symbols. Tall trees line the pathways, their branches forming a natural canopy that adds an air of mystery and grandeur to the surroundings. The main stage, set up at the far end of this large courtyard, is adorned with shimmering lights and an impressive backdrop depicting the school's wonderful motto, "Don't get caught." Rows of chairs are arranged before the stage, filling up quickly with eager students. Upperclassmen mingle and seem to be talking to a few of the freshmen who are looking around with wide eyes, taking in the sights of their new home, this distinction that this facility has. Faculty members, in their distinctive robes, move among the crowd, welcoming students and answering a few short questions. The air buzzes with anticipation and excitement. You all see Tony smile at you and gesture at the front row of seats.
Are we here for a reason?
Yes. Please, sit down. This row, right here. I reserved it for you guys. And you see that there's a sign at the front of this row that has your group's name on it, the Rex.
Oh, nice. How'd this hit here?
Oh, hi, how's it going?
Presumably means we're in the top 3, Bjorn. Gildarts told us no, it wasn't Gildarts that told us. It was the guy Dresley has a bet with, that the top 3 teams get called up on stage.
Yep.
So presumably we made top 3.
I have not told you about the bet.
Oh, okay.
I told you everything else.
Right, but he was the one that said something about it. I don't know that he was. I don't know about the bet, but he was the one that told us.
So, and that's Gerald Sway. You guys do see the many rows. The front is separated for a total of 6 different groups, and you see the names of each of the groups as different seniors and upperclassmen are standing guard over them, looking very protective as the various different individuals start moving into their positions. You notice to the left of your group is the Lithomancers. There's Dana Stone, who you guys know a little bit about, Brady Quake, Crystal Granite, Rocky Boulder, and Gemma Shard, all of which are sitting down in their respective seats with a air of smugness to them. On your other side, you see that the alchemical romancers begin sitting down and Gerald looks over at all of you and just waves hello.
We get back.
Mm-hmm. Then the others begin filling in. The mystical marauders, the runic rebels, and then, of course, the doorkeepers. All of these different groups settling in and beginning to look around at the other competition for those that strive to be the best. Some of them look over at your group and kind of just smile and give a curt little wave, and others seem to be less concerned with making friends. The runic rebels in particular seem to kind of just not care very much about anything happening around them. But after you all sit down, Tony sits down in the first chair right next to you all. Then you see that the stage begins to glow a bit more brightly as Principal O'Shant finally steps out onto the stage. He seems taller, roughly about 6 foot or so right now, as he is walking up there. His distinguished figure seems to call forth a command across the crowd as everybody looks over at him and whispers begin to die down and the upperclassmen begin to settle into their chairs. You see that he has a neatly trimmed beard and sharp eyes that are completely different from how he usually looks. In fact, he doesn't usually have facial hair of any variety. He looks over, taps the mic a couple of times, which sends a little vibration across the crowd that makes some people uncomfortable. And then he smiles. Good evening, students of Eldermage High. To our returning freshmen, juniors, and seniors, welcome back. We've missed you. And to our new freshmen, welcome to your new home, where magic and learning intertwine to create the extraordinary. He pauses, smiling as he surveys the crowd, allowing his words to sink in, and a small applause begins to erupt across them. Eldermage High has a long tradition of excellence, and each of you is now a part of this legacy. As you embark on this journey, remember that this is not just a school, it's a community. Here you will find friends, mentors, and perhaps most importantly, you will discover your own potential. He gestures over at the banner. Our motto, don't get caught. Some people believe that it is silly, that it is ridiculous. But because of my experiences, I believe it is a key and crucial thing to remember for all adventurers, as well as the people that work with them closely. Make sure that your goals are kept close. Your enemies do not know what is to come. And you will achieve greatness so long as you all aspire to this together. He shifts his tone slightly, adding a touch of lightheartedness. Now I know you're all eager to dive into your studies, but there's something even more exciting on the horizon. The formation of new adventuring teams. This year, we have an exceptional batch of freshmen, and I'm thrilled to see the incredible feats you'll accomplish together. The crowd begins erupting, and some of the upperclassmen begin whistling and hooting and hollering for the teams that they are most enthusiastic to watch grow. He leans forward, a twinkle in his eye. The Adventurer program is not just about battling foes or exploring dungeons. It's about teamwork, strategy, and heart. Each team will be tasked with missions that test your skills, your wits, and your resolve. Succeed, and you will earn your place among the greatest adventurers in the realm. Struggle, and you will find the strength to rise again. He straightens, his tone becoming more formal. Remember, the path of an adventurer is fraught with challenges, but it is also filled with unparalleled rewards. Whether you dream of becoming a legendary hero or mastering the arcane arts, your journey begins here. Embrace it, cherish it, and above all, believe in yourselves. Now, as is tradition, we keep tabs on our newest adventuring parties. We started last week, just 7 days ago, with 10 parties. We are down to 6. Many of them choosing a easier pathway in life, or finding out that they just don't have the potential that is required to become great. There's no shame in this. Greatness could not exist without mediocrity. And all of our lives would be made exceptionally difficult if it was not for the hirelings of this realm that try to make sure they reciprocate the hard work we give to them to keep them safe and keep them secure. As of Saturday night, he pulls out a piece of paper, snaps it out, and it unfurls. We have a very interesting story to express to you all. Doorkeepers, at the beginning of this week, you shot into first place, leaving almost everyone else behind you in the dust. 18 points in a day and a half. That is remarkable. Runic Rebels, you all took a different approach. None of you achieved a single point until Friday. And by the looks of it, all 8 of those points were achieved by the same individual. Remarkable, especially considering they did all of this by themselves. But both of you showed a lack of promise because of this. Rebels, you have to work together. There is no I in team. You have to come together as a group and think about the amazing things you all will achieve with one another. Doorkeepers, you ended Saturday with but 21 points. You jumped so far ahead and then just relaxed. Did you feel comfortable? Did you feel like you did enough? Or were you just not interested in competing? The story will be told through this year. Now, of course, we have the other 4 still in the running. Mystic Marauders. You all have been slowly accruing your points throughout the week. Though your number may not be impressive, 19 by the end of Saturday, it's important that I point out the amount of small things you did to earn these points. Helping people that, well, weren't in the purview of your mission because they needed help. Going and helping a young woman get her cat out of a tree. Or carrying groceries for an elderly bat. Admittedly, not the hardest of things to do, but the hardest of things to do. So, our bottom 3 after Saturday were Runic Rebels at 8, mystical marauders at 19, and doorkeepers at 21. Would the other 3 groups join me on stage? Lithomancers, alchemical romancers, and the Rex. The crowd begins applauding. Many of the upperclassmen, looking a little sympathetic towards the mystic marauders. And some of them staring at all of you with a challenge of defiance. Tony stands up and just gestures for you all to walk up there.
Yeah, we go. Or I go.
I'll walk up to the stage.
Yeah.
Okay.
The biggest peacock strut.
As you're walking up there and your groups establish themselves around the front stage, standing up straight and presenting yourselves to everybody. At the end of Saturday, the Romancers had 31 points, which was a new record set by a freshman class within the first week. The next highest record, well, that was some 4 years ago, at 30 points. Remarkable. You romancers are honestly a little bit of a trouble, I thought. But it turns out that your kindness and intuition as to who needs assistance is something that is nearly unparalleled. You worked and strived to ensure that a small portion of the forest would not be cut down by these paper farmers, since it was a sanctified location within that forest. You also managed to uncover a bugbear den that had been eating livestock of wandering boars. And you slayed it. Remarkable. However, as you can guess, there's 2 other teams up here that we have not talked about yet. The Rex, the Lithomancers. Remarkably, both of your teams both beat this record that we have held for 4 years. Before Saturday, each of your groups respectively had 32 points. Beating out the Romancers only by 1 simple act. And do you all know what that act was?
Yeah.
The Rex. You all assisted a wayward woman with settling her heart despite her bad romantic endeavors of the past. He gives you all a little wink in the direction the crowd couldn't see. Lithomancers. Well, there's only one way to say this. You discovered that there was an underground facility being utilized to create monstrous fights of individuals that belong here that are being stowed away. Your final mission that you guys completed was freeing those individuals from their oppression and murdering 16 of the people running this fighting ring. Remarkable. But as I've been saying, these have been the points since Saturday. Unlike many of the groups out there, you 3 kept going. You didn't stop. You continued to pursue your goals and even establish your own missions amongst yourselves. The final tallies of points for the freshman class. Runic Rebels with 9. Doorkeepers with 22. Mystical Marauders with 23. Alchemical Romancers with 37. lithomancers with 38, and the Rex squeaking past them with a 39. Special accommodation given for the unfortunate happenstance of 2 deaths within their party before the first week, showing bravery as well as stupidity, which we appreciate. Biting off more than you can chew is what makes adventurers grand. And as such, Rex, please step forward onto the stage. You step in front of everybody else, and you see the lithomancers all begin glaring at you guys. Just a pure mean mug. The
Did you hear
romancers...
we had death. I just death.
The romancers seem to be a little disappointed, but are clapping supportively towards you all. Now, Rex, it is important to realize that you've just painted a massive target on your backs. By being the top of the class, the Academy is going to expect that of each of you. We expect you to show the same level of in-depth knowledge, precision, and investigatory skills as you showed this week through your entire scholastical careers. And as we all know, at the end of the first year, special accommodations are made for the freshman class that is the top. And you will have your team name etched into our most noble and sacred of grounds. Our adamantium golem statue. Is there anything you would like to say to your peers and upperclassmen, Rex?
I'm just gonna look to Dresley because I'm assuming if anyone's going to say something, it's gonna be him.
I'm so mad Durin's not here not to step his foot in his mouth.
Durin will, hey guys!
Are you gonna say something, Dresley?
Yes, actually, I think
Okay.
I am. Just gonna take off my hat. Just go. Just a friendly reminder, everyone looking. When you stare at an abyss, it looks back at you. Cryptic bullshit.
The crowd begins applauding, and a few of the jocks, paladins, begin to glare up at you as you make that inference. However, the ceremonies continue. Welcome to Eldermage High, everyone. May your time here be transformative and unforgettable. Now, let's get started to your classes. Everybody, hold your hands up towards the sky. He moves his hands across the area as you see hundreds and hundreds of paper cranes appear, and then throws his hands forward as all of them go flying into the grips of every single student, including all of you. When you get the crane, it unfolds into your new class schedules, the room numbers that you are heading to, as well as the designation that each of you are given. Your new, titlings. Each of you are referred to by the class that you are studying inside of. You would be cleric, or monk, or paladin, so on. Then, the crowd begins dispersing, and the faculty begins sending everybody to their respective classes. You all enter into the school where there's teachers everywhere, pointing everyone as to where to go first. Tony will jog up to all of you. All right, guys. Really excited for this. You have to go to the class that you have signed up to first, as each of you can read, right? So, if you, Barnabas, you're in clerical study, correct? Something like that?
Yes.
Alrighty, well, you're going to be heading over to that first and foremost, healing and holy rites. Of course, Drez, you're heading over to Divine Smites for beginners. Durin, Nature's Way, Plants and Animals. Pyre, Basic Magic Theory. Sybil, Intermediate Elemental Sorcery. Wow, intermediate. That's remarkable. Wow. Meditation and Martial Arts, Monk. Bjorn. Good stuff. And RGE, you got a swordplay and strategy. Of course, I'm not in any of your guys' classes. None of you are on the right one, so I'm not going to be the teacher's pet to help you out with any of that. But yeah, everybody, head off to your classes. And, when lunch comes around, I did kind of sneak in and make sure that we are all going to have the same lunch period, okay?
Well, thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Alrighty.
We walk away. That guy was really nice.
We should work on that. Bjorn.
Well, that seemed like a nice thing to say. Did
It doesn't matter right now.
I? Okay.
All right.
We don't get anything for being top spot other than the target, right?
You get the title, you get to boast, you get to feel better than everybody else, and the target on your back. But at the end of the year, you get a special gift or reward, as well as your name being put on the adamantium golem.
If you're still at the top at the end of the year.
Exactly. So, everybody, roll your d20s. Let's see whose class we are heading to first.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh. Really? We're starting with you, Sybil. All right.
Okay.
I don't think Pyre's roll. Oh, yeah, Pyre did roll.
Yep.
I rolled really high. So wait, oh, it's Lowe's first?
Yeah, Lois is going first, and then after that.
Gotcha.
Alrighty. So, as you were walking through, Sybil, you seem to be heading off towards the wing with the elemental sorcery classes that are out there, and you notice a couple of upperclassmen that are seeing you walk by and kind of like smile, welcoming you, congratulating you, and a few other ones looking kind of annoyed at your existence because, you know, it's high school.
I just smile and wave at everybody. I'm very cordial and yeah.
As you are walking, you recognize Crystal Granite, the Dwarven sorceress of the Lithomancers, who seems to be walking behind you just a little bit, who her eyes are just locked on you, just grilling towards you.
I just keep.
She'll hurry because dwarves are slow as shit. Up to you. Hey, so, I assume you're heading over to the elemental sorcery class as well?
Yes, I am. My name is Sybil, and I offer her hand.
Crystal. And she'll grab your hand and give it a little squeeze. You know, you guys got lucky beating us out by 1 point. We decided not to go drinking last night, so it is what it is, but don't let yourselves get lazy. If we're in the same class, I'm gonna destroy you.
Oh, well, I look forward to it. You guys did very well.
So,
Too bad you didn't quite make it, but you did good.
She smiles and will open up the door to elemental sorcery and hold it open for you. And across the hall, you see intermediate elemental sorcery.
Wait, what's that?
Your class is intermediate elemental sorcery.
Mm-hmm.
And she's holding the door open to elemental sorcery.
Like the basic?
Yeah. 101, as
Oh.
freshmen are supposed to.
Oh,
You-
no, sorry, this isn't
so-
my class.
If you remember from last session, intermediate elemental sorcery is
Yeah.
a ruse. Okay. But nobody else knows that.
This is the joke we made when we found out about that name.
She kind of like just tilts her head. What do you mean?
Oh no, I have a bit of a head start. I'm going to intermediate.
She looks furious as you walk across the hall.
Are you coming with me?
She steps into her class and slams the door shut.
I just smile a tiny bit, making sure that no one sees me. But I just turn and go to my class.
As you turn over towards it, you see a tiefling kind of like going down the hall as well, and she looks up at you, looks at that door, looks at you, goes to the door, opens it, and just goes inside.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna head to my class.
All right. There we go. You step into the room. And the first thing you realize is this room is far more musky than all of the other rooms. There's a palpable thickness and humidity in here that seems a little unnecessary. There's only 3 desks in the entirety of the room, excluding the teacher's desk, and a chalkboard that is completely unscripted and nothing written upon it. As you step in, you see the tiefling who's directly across from you, her eyes wide as she looks over at you, and she kind of just like shuffles uncomfortably as she's placing down her books and pulling out her pencils and making sure they are perfectly in position in that little groove at the top of the desk.
I just smile and wave at her. Hi. What's your name?
Hi, Tara? Tara Elixir.
Nice to meet you. I'm Sybil. Sybil Extamina.
Extaminos, yes. Hi, pleasure. She'll reach her hand and shake yours.
Yeah.
Are you sure you're in the proper class?
Yes,
Intermediate?
like on my schedule.
You show her the schedule?
Bit of a head start.
Oh. Wonderful. I'm sorry, I wasn't made aware that there's other people taking these classes. And apparently we are going to be sharing another class on our schedule later today. That's nice.
Oh, which one?
I'm taking lies and alibis. Not something I'm particularly good at, but it was that or scare tactics, which you also signed up for, and I went with the other end of that spectrum. But pleasure. Can I ask who? No, you may not. You hear the voice emanating from seemingly nowhere as you look around the classroom, and then you see an individual steps forward. This gnomish... Oh, sorry, nope, wrong teacher. This half-elf man steps seemingly out of the shadows wearing a very nice-looking suit that honestly looks about 100 years old or so. It has the nice little ascot that's like poofed up, but it's a little frilly on him, and the trimmings of the suit appear to be a deeper brand of black than the rest of everything else. But it has this beautiful woven like vine-like display across all of it, built into the suit as he steps forward. Hello.
I make a point of admiring his attire.
Hello. I am Maestro Marco Nowak. Typically speaking, I am the teacher of the performing arts. Well, the instructor is what I prefer to be called as. However, I am also responsible for ensuring the safety of you two students that we have here today.
I will stand up from my seat and offer a hand. Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Sybil.
Yes, Miss Exterminus, pleasure. And he'll shake your hand a couple of times. Now, while within these walls, we have only a few rules. Rule number 1, there's no discussing your patron with anybody else. Whom it is does not matter. It is how you respond to them. That is the only thing that matters. Rule number 2. When I am speaking, nobody else may speak. When I am concluded with my speech, I will nod my head, signaling that you may begin speaking and asking your questions. Rule number 3 is you have to work together when necessary to make sure that nobody suspects that you are, in fact, what you are. Do you both understand?
I wait for him to nod.
He nods his head towards both of you.
I understand.
Me too. Good. I have no expectations that you will become best friends with one another. Honestly, most of the people that choose the way of the lock find it difficult to tolerate others. However, it is expected that you each have each other's back. It will make your survival rate exponentially higher. Now, the things we are going to be learning about first and foremost is the remedial history of what being a warlock is about. I myself am one of the few noteworthy ones that have lived longer than 60 years. And I will express a little bit about myself. When I was a child, I was born into a cult. They believed that they were worshipping a god of partying, fantastical degree that invigorated their offspring with a much more fortunate life. They were unaware of what the devious creature was doing. I was shipped away, taken by this entity, and brought over to a different realm, where I had to learn how to just survive, lie, and manipulate in order to join their side. I belonged to a coven. There was a total of 12 of us. To this day, 3 of that coven are still alive. All of them died out by the time they were 22 years old. Now, given your shortened lives as of now, 22 probably sounds quite a long ways away. But I assure you, it is much closer than you think. So, be careful when you are out there, as the average warlock does not live past the age of 22. And even your most close companions can sometimes be betrayed by your nature, what you agreed to, or what grants you your powers. Be careful with this secret. Now, we are going to go over the history. Are either of you familiar with the Rokosnik Crusades?
heard of that.
Are you proficient in history? Or religion?
Yes, I am.
Then roll that check.
Uh, 19.
You don't know a lot about those crusades, but what you do know is people of your race went up and tried warring against one of the prime deity's churches. They lost that battle and decided to try to slip back into the shadows. However, it also awakened that church to crusade against warlock kind. All cultists, all worshippers of all gods that were not of the prime disposition. It's one of the reasons why you have to keep what you are such a close-kept secret.
I will nod in response to his question.
She'll look at you, look at him. I've never heard of it. Well then. He will begin teaching you immediately, telling you to take out a pen and paper, or hand you over a specific pen that only writes in illusory scripts. And you will copy that down onto your paper. So your notes cannot be read by anybody who doesn't know the password, which is set up by you.
Okay.
However, he will keep that pen. You're not allowed to leave class with it. And that is how you spend your first class, Sybil.
Yippee!
Next up is Barnabas. Barnabas, you turned down a different hallway than where Sybil and many of your classmates went. You only walk for a short period of time alongside Bjorn, who seems to be heading in a roughly similar area. But for you, your class seems a little strange. The numbers is 23 and a half. Class number 23 and a half. That's stupid. But when you get over towards this half, you realize what it is. Between two rooms, there is healing magic applied, holy rites applied, and then healing and holy rites is the half in between the two of them. Where it appears to be a very magnificent, large-looking door that is far too grandiose for what it is. And when you open it up, you see that there appears to be, well, I believe out of everybody, two other people from the freshman class.
Is there two? I only saw one.
There's only one? Which one?
I only saw one from the Mystic Marauders.
There's also there's also a cleric in the rebels.
Oh, is there?
Yes. Okay, I thought I was
okay.
right.
Oh, yeah, there
Yeah.
was two. All right, so I missed them.
Yep. You see one individual, an elven man that you recognize from the information you had previously, wearing traditional clerical clothes and just nods their head over at you. And then you see the other one, Carla Spectre. Or Spectre, or whatever it is. She is wearing similar clothes to him. However, she also has these spiked bracelets that sit on her wrists, and her hair is spiked up as well. Very, very tall. As you step inside, and they look at you and look at your outfit, kind of just smile. Excuse me. The cleric comes over to you. Carla, pleasure to meet you, and you're Barnabas, right?
Yeah. Nice hair.
Thank you. Egg
That
yolks.
has got to be a lot of pomade. Oh, egg yolk.
Egg yolks. Yep. It's a more natural way to go about it, I think. I'm not into using a whole bunch of product. Bad for the environment, you know? The elf kind of just rolls his eyes. Liam,
Liam.
Hey. So, who's your god?
I have been raised in the faith of the Green Man.
That like the Green Man, the hippie god?
Hippie?
Yeah, doesn't all of
Sure.
his worshippers turn into like farmers and stupid shit like that?
All of his worshippers are nature worshippers. Believe in balance and
From outside, you hear he has a farm that's bigger than this whole continent.
there's nothing wrong with, working the land and farming and
Uh-huh.
I mean, if you want to eat.
what do you do? Who's your god, Leo?
I'm a worshipper of Eldath.
Do I know who Eldath is?
Are you proficient in religion?
I am.
She's the mother of the waters. Mother guardian of groves, quote unquote. Also referred to as the green goddess. Kind of steps into Green Man territory sometimes, but at least locally around here sticks to water, like lakes and running rivers and things like that. He smirks over at you. She's hot.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you worship a god that just focuses more. So they, don't have as broad of a responsibility to cover. That's probably a good choice for you.
It makes my life easier. Also, have you ever seen her idol? He pulls out his tome and shows you, and I mean, she's a water goddess. She's not wearing anything except waves. I worship Saloon.
Saloon?
Yes.
Is Saloon like a god of the moon or?
Yes. Yeah. And I anticipate one day I will be one of her chosen maidens.
It's a little ambition. That's good.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Liam just looks over at her. A maiden? Never mind.
Oh, Liam, I think I understand why you chose religion.
Yeah, it's the easiest
good.
class.
It's good that you had Sam in your group.
He looks over at you. The fuck do you know about Sam?
Oh, Joe, I know his family has a long history of power and success, and I also know he scored every point for your team as of the principal's speech this morning.
Yeah, he's pretty great, huh?
No, it's pretty good that he managed to get so many points himself.
Yeah, when he came up to us and said he wanted to see if he could do it by himself, we all thought he was crazy, but hey, an extra week of vacation. He's a great guy.
So what houses are you both in?
I mean, come on, man. All of those different houses are so lame. I decided to go with the Jackrabbits. Swim team.
Swim team.
It makes
That
sense.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
It does.
hey, swimsuits.
I'm noticing a theme here with you, Liam.
Yeah. Well, personally, originally I was trying to get into the elemental phoenixes, but apparently they don't recognize radiant magics as an element, even though I tried telling them that radiant energies come from the divine itself, if not from the radiance of the sun meeting into the moon as well, which calls upon a reaction that causes a more solar-esque flare into individuals. Some people, when they get sunburned, they think it's like fiery, but it's not. It's radiant. That's what's burning them so much. So I tried telling them all of that, and then they kicked me out to the Arcane Falcons.
Oh, nothing wrong with the Arcane Falcons. At least you've got your own arcade.
Yeah, but they're kind of awkward.
Well, you'll just have to, spread out and just don't let them define who you are. And don't worry, the elemental phoenixes are all a bunch of trust fund kids. They're really not worrying about.
Other than your Durin friend,
Well,
I
that's
saw
true.
he's-
Durin is not a trust fund kid.
Yeah, I saw he got in there. That's incredible.
Yeah. Though I think his family probably makes more money than most people realize. But
Really?
well, his father has his finger on the pulse of this city at times.
Huh. Okay. I would never have guessed. I mean, that's great. You see the door opens up to the classroom, and the three of you all turn, and you see Mr. O'Connor stepping inside. This mutton-chopped man who's carrying this thick brass chain that goes down to a one of those
Censor?
sensors. Thank you. That's very thick and spiked around like the 6 edges on it as he steps inside with his ceremonial wear and looks at each of you carefully. I am Mr. O'Connor. I'm going to be your teacher for all of your days at this academy. So long as you pursue your gods with righteousness, then we will get along fantastically. However, I am responsible to make sure that you stay on that righteous journey. So, be ready, everyone. We are going to be learning a lot about one another's particular Oh, wait, this is not the religions class, is it?
No, this is not the religion. This is the cleric class.
I'm saying this in character.
Oh. Oh, no, I'm going to correct him. Like, no, this is the cleric class.
Good. Did you just correct me, young man?
No, I was just verifying with myself because I was wondering, make sure I'm not confused.
You may not be modest. It is us, the white mages of our groups, that keep them alive and safeguarded. If it was not for our directness, then they would be led astray from our God's vision. You may correct me, young man, if I make a mistake, as I expect you to always do in your life. So I ask again, were you correcting me?
Yes.
Good. We are teaching healing and holy rites. How many of you actually signed up for Theory of Religion, though?
I did.
You also noticed that, shit, I lost her name already.
Carla.
Carla. You also see Carla raises her hand very excitedly, and then everybody looks over at Liam, who's kind of like just picking a booger out of his nose and flicking it. No.
I'm guessing you took deception, didn't you, Liam?
What?
Did you sign up for lies and alibis instead?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You definitely need it.
So, the first thing that we have to go over within healing and holy rites is the number 1 rule. What you do is always right. Say it out loud. What I do is always right. Good.
This is why clerics have a god complex.
I love this teacher.
Every morning, you are responsible to say this phrase to yourself in a reflective surface of your choice, preferably one that represents your god in some manner. And you must repeat this phrase to yourself 50 times every morning. That is the golden rule. It does not mean we are without flaw. It means that we are right. And you will be learning the difference between those two things over the coming days. Now, I ask, what are each of your respective religions?
A follower of the Green Man.
Saloon. Eldath. Really? Very well. I will not speak down on anybody's religion. Green man? Really?
Yes. It's a family tradition.
Understood. It's very good to maintain tradition. Tradition grants and bestows more power onto the deities that we entrust ourselves to. So, what I want each of you to do as your assignment for this class is you must walk through the halls and find one person to convert to at least go to a ceremony of your god. Go!
Like,
Take to the halls!
Isn't
You will
everybody
never-
already in class?
And you think that is going to stop you? Do you think a door can get in the way of your righteous pursuit?
That's a great point. All right, I walk out the door.
Yes, carry with you the knowledge that you are always right. As you walk out, Liam kind of smiling wide. Holy shit, this class is going to be so easy. And then immediately Carla being like, I bought like 6 pencils and pre-sharpened them all. I have like 9 journals. I have nothing to write down.
Here, take one of the pencils and use it to threaten someone to attend one of your ceremonies. with
What? No! No! If they do not wish to be blessed by the moonlight, then there's no need for me to ask them if they're going to be dancing with us in said moonlight.
you. If they don't want to be followers of the moonlight, force them to be followers of the moonlight because you are right.
No!
Unless they're a worshiper of the green man, then you can't be right.
I can't do that. No. I cannot do that. That would be monstrous. You know what? Maybe they'll just be interested in our but to be fair, most teenagers are really insecure about their bodies, so they won't like that ceremony very much. Immediately, Liam kind of leans over. What are you talking about? What's your ceremony like, huh? I don't like you. And she just keeps walking. He looks over at you. Women.
Yeah, women. They're the problem.
That's what I'm saying. Anyways. Hey, you ever see a sexy woman covered in water and he just walks down the hall towards someone? Barnabas, I need you to roll me an investigation roll.
Okay. I'm going to use an advantage. Oh, whoops.
You hit 19.
Was that the DC?
No.
Oh.
No, there's a range of what you would encounter
okay.
when you do this. You go through the halls and you look into some of the classrooms and you feel a little kind of weird bursting into anybody's classroom where people are learning, they're meeting each other, they're playing stupid games of 3 interesting facts, 1 lie, stupid stuff like that happening. But then you notice the cafeteria where there's currently a lunchwoman working. She's smoking a cigarette while stirring a massive pot of chili. She looks over and gives you a little, well, hey there, how you doing?
I am doing fantastic. How are you doing?
A little sweaty.
I see you're preparing everyone's meals for the day.
That's why they pay me.
A noble and necessary pursuit.
Yeah, sure. Are you trying to sneak out the back door? I mean, I don't really pay that much attention.
No, if I was trying to sneak, I don't think I'd want to approach you because that would be involved getting caught.
Some students are fucking stupid. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, that I don't have no doubt.
Freaking stupid.
Food is the cornerstone of our world. And the food grows at the blessing of the Green Man.
Yeah.
Have you ever attended a ceremony for the Green Man?
When I was younger, they said I wouldn't really fit into most ceremonies.
Oh, no, they're completely wrong.
Really?
The Green Man is open to all. And obviously, you have a fine appreciation for both food and the other uses for things that grow in the dirt. Is that kind of iron cigarettes?
You mean cigarettes come from the dirt? I've never seen a cigarette tree.
Cigarettes are a plant that is grown, and then the leaves are harvested and dried, and then rolled into cigarettes.
Oh, that's disgusting. Don't plants grow out of shit?
Not always, though manure does play an important role in the life cycle.
You know, that's why I don't serve veggies here.
You don't serve veggies.
Yeah, it just sounds disgusting serving you something that grew in shit. I mean, that sounds unhygienic.
So do you only serve meat?
No, we also have fruits.
But you know fruits come from trees, right?
Yeah.
That grow from the ground.
Oh, shit.
And animals eat grass and other things that grow in the ground. Everything comes back to the earth. The earth and its plants are the center of everything in the circle of life.
Roll me persuasion. The last healthy thing removed from the school menu.
I'm using another advantage because I have 3 this game.
I don't know. I think I mean, it's dirty, right?
The dirt is what brings us closer together as a community. The dirt is what hides our flaws. It's what teaches us to know what it means to be clean again. You can never be clean if you weren't once dirty.
This is just a worm cult at this point.
You know,
12 years of Catholic school.
For some strange reason, I kind of dig what you're saying, kid. Where can I see a brochure on this, this Greens man?
I have this kind of brochure.
Would you be the type of student to have that level of dedication?
I would not. No. I'm going to hold a small service tonight at I'll name one of the statues that were outside.
Yeah.
And if you come, I will definitely bring a pamphlet for you.
Well, all right then. I guess I'm going to be there.
Fantastic. You have a lovely day.
You too.
And
Hey,
I look forward to what you're serving for lunch.
when you come through the line again, I'll give you extra cornbread.
You are a treasure.
Ha! She'll pinch your cheek. Ooh, Sandy.
She didn't give me her name, did she?
No, she's Lunch Lady
Okay.
Elma.
I will ask her name just so I have it.
Elma. My name's Lunch Lady Elma.
It was a pleasure to meet you, Elma. I am going to let you get back to your important work.
Oh, yes, very important. She ashes off on the floor as she keeps stirring the giant pot of chili.
Okay, at least she ashed on the floor, not the chili.
Yeah, and the chili has, well, now you know, no veggies in it, so...
So what's the sauce?
It's a surprise.
Maybe we should all reconsider this whole thing.
Anyways,
we may have to get Dresley to bring in lunch.
You think I
Bjorn,
don't care about poison? My God.
Bjorn, you were walking down the hall with Barnabas for a period of time. You even hung outside of his classroom, kind of interested in what's going on, and gave a little holler out. And when you went over to your classroom, where are you? Okay, the meditation and martial arts room. Ooh. Nope, that's too sexy.
Too sexy.
Oh, you know there's crystals in this room. They could be as sexy as you need.
Let's go here. No, still too cool. Where was it? Here we go. Close enough, I guess. You step into your room. Notably, there are no chairs, there's no desks, and there's no writing board. Instead, you see motivational posters across the wall of various different animals and, well, scenic, beautiful depictions and these remarkably motivational phrases under each of them as you start to look around and enjoy all of this. I mean, this is so nice, so serene. And you see there's a small little handmade note hanging up on one of the walls, and when you get over, it says, "Grab your mat." And you see underneath it, there is an array of rolled up mats of every one of the major colors. Which color do you pick up, Bjorn?
Oh, I would probably pick up the one that's on top. You know, just because I don't want to disturb the pile just to get the color I would want. So I'll just take whatever is on top.
We'll say
and then
blue.
I'll look around. Huh?
Blue.
Sure, I have a blue one. And then I'll look around. If there's like a picture, like if they're, you know, Chinese zodiac signs or something like that on the thing, then there's the year of the rabbit. And I'll lean into the joke and just throw my mat underneath that thing, cross-legged, sit down, and wait. Until I see something that I can't read, and then I'll get up, run over, and read it, and then go back to my mat. But in the meantime, I'll just read everything on the walls I can see.
So, you begin reading through these numerous different posters along the walls.
Right.
The first one you see is a soaring eagle. A majestic eagle high above the mountains, wings spread wide apart with the sun rising behind it, casting a golden glow. The quote underneath it is, "Aim high, soar higher." Then you see one of a small turtle steadily making its way across a sandy beach towards the ocean, leaving a trail behind it. Slow and steady wins the race. Then you see one of a salmon streaming upstream. Persistence pays off.
Yeah.
Then
I only get through those 3 before I stop. At that point, I just look at the posters or whatever, probably assume what it's supposed to say. All of these come from something else I've read somewhere else, until I see the Live, Love, Laugh sign over the desk, and that's when I just give up on reading anything in here.
So, as you're reading all of these, you watch as one other individual seems to step into this room. You recognize her as one of the members of the Alchemical Romancers, a wood elf druid, Ivy Essence. Though she supposedly has something to do with herbal alchemy, you're not quite sure what she's doing in here as she walks inside and looks over at you. Oh, hi.
Hi.
Hi, you're the people that beat us so badly, aren't you?
Oh, yeah, sorry about that.
No,
Don't forget to get a mat.
Oh, thanks. And she goes over and she fishes through, tossing many of them around until she finds her bright pink one.
Right.
Ivy Essence. Pleasure to meet you.
Hi, Bjorn.
Bjorn.
Silverfoot. Nice to meet you.
Silverfoot. I think I've heard that somewhere before.
My family sells a line of rabbit's feet.
Huh. Well, all right then. This is going to be so much fun.
Yeah. You meditate much?
Only all the time.
Right.
Deep reflection of your own mind and being, it just brings such a serenity to you. I've been trying to convince my group to do it with me. Have you gotten your group to meditate with you yet?
No.
It's so hard to do. The only person I've convinced to do it with me was, Sophie tried, but she was horrible at it. And then Gerald, who apparently you guys all know.
Oh, yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
He meditated with you?
Yes.
Oh.
So.
Got it. Interesting. I didn't get that kind of depth from him, so that's good to know.
Oh, he's a great group leader, honestly. Very open-minded about everything we bring forth to him. Very sharing as well. Not gonna lie, during our mission, he made it his responsibility to make sure all of us stayed up the whole time. Kept going. Kept us all motivated.
Huh.
Yeah. Great guy.
Oh, good.
But I'm sure your group leader is just the same, right?
We don't really have a leader specifically, but yeah. We're all motivated and want to see the best for each other.
Oh, so you guys are taking a more, what do those people call it? Democratic approach?
Maybe. Yeah, we've gone a little more socialist instead of czar-like.
Well, whatever works best for your group, I'm sure it'll be worthwhile. I mean, hey, it is working for your group, right? I'm sure there's
so good.
I'm sure there's no conflicts with, struggle of power or anybody, right? During roll a d20. Welcome, by the way.
Struggle of power. Gosh. No. We all are special in their own certain ways and help each other be better. We've only known each other for a few days, but man, we're like best friends, and I think we'll all be best friends forever.
Oh, that is awesome. That's so good to know that another group is working like that. I thought maybe some of the other groups are... I don't want to talk ill about other groups. You know how it is. No, but you did kind of notice some of them were mean.
No?
No?
Me? No.
Good for you. Can I, real quick, she reaches up, like, behind your head, and you hear, like, a snipping sound as she pulls out a small patch of fur that has gum on it.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, of course. It kind of bothered me since I saw it on you when you were up on that stage.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wonder where that came from.
Sure, somebody just lost it.
Well, I mean, I don't know that Barnabas ever sleeps with gum in his mouth, but I know I haven't. And our bunks are next to each other, so.
Which club did you get into? Are you in the Jackrabbits?
No. No, we ended up in the Mystical Griffins.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna go Jackrabbits, but then I had done so well in getting those in our group into the Mystical Griffins that they just assumed me into it.
Wow.
I felt like it was easier to just go along instead of, say anything different.
The path of least resistance.
Well, no, one with the stream, it depends on what book you read, but yes, least resistance could be a way to look at it too.
Okay, hey, if that's what works for you. I'm going to be trying out for the Jackrabbits tonight.
Oh, wow.
After school.
What part of it, what do you do?
Oh, I'm going to be signing up for track.
Oh?
Cross country.
Oof.
Oh.
How many miles can you run?
Oh, I've done a 5K already, so.
Right. What's your time?
Well, I mean, you don't really track time for a 5K. It's about the journey to get there and the completion of it.
Yeah, but you do realize that if it's a school sport team, it's a sport, and so they're going to be competing and wanting you to.
I just don't view competition as something that necessary. I'm probably just going to try to do my best and see how far that takes me.
Right on.
As she's talking, you hear the door opens up behind you. As this woman with large spiked hair and ceremonial robes walks in. You recognize Carla from the Mystic Marauders.
Yeah.
Hi. I was just stopping by and curious if either of you would be interested in coming to one of my ceremonies tonight for Saloon.
So you're saying there's a ceremony at a saloon?
No, Saloon is the name of my god.
Oh.
The Silver Maiden?
Is there any bloodletting?
No. You just bask in the moonlight and take it in.
And
And
I'll do that.
yeah? Can I put you down?
High five it, Carla.
Oh yeah, and she like gives you a high five. Oh wow. I too would love to join you if you'll have me. Yes, of course. Wow, I'm such a good cleric. Wow. I didn't even have to threaten you with a pencil.
I don't understand this pencil part, but
Oh,
nope.
I
no
would never
threats
have done it.
needed.
It's just someone recommended it to me. It's fine. Awesome.
That sounds asinine.
Uh,
I would have said that.
So how about you meet me over by the Elemental Phoenixes? They
Sure.
have a nice little pond in there that we can sit underneath the moonlight and pray together. Wear something comfortable on your feet. There is dancing involved in the ceremony. Okay?
Carla?
Yeah.
One little problem. I know the fountain that you're talking about.
Yeah.
I don't know that I'm going to be able to go to the Elemental Phoenix's fountain area. I got kicked out of there a day and a half ago. I was peeing in it. So
That's, I mean, when you have to go, it happens.
that's yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty much how I put it too.
All right. Well, if we can't go there, there's
You
the
don't have
beach.
to move it on me.
No, of course we can worship anywhere. That's the
Oh.
benefits of worship. It's you are the church.
Right. It also seems like convenient that, you're worshiping the moon since it's like once it's dark, it's everywhere.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's great. How about we go down to the beach though?
I start turning around in a couple of where is the beach? Where's the
Oh, it's south of here.
by the docks?
Yeah, outside the docks though. You have to head out. If you turn, like when you go out there, you turn right.
You're talking about outside of the school, the
Yeah. And
fencing?
she'll like give you directions all the way out to like this shore over
Yeah,
here.
I've never been to the beach. I only realized like there's docks and stuff. So, okay, I see. What like when it's dark, is that like midnight or is it
When the moon is out, I'll be there all night.
cool?
Awesome! I have clerics. Yeah, let's go.
And I turned to what was the name of the girl who's in my class?
Ivy.
Ivy. Ivy. Now, when does this interfere with your tryouts?
No. Tryouts are
Okay.
as soon as school ends, so I'll be fine.
Right on.
Yeah, sure. You know what? Dancing sounds lovely.
Carla, is there anything we need to bring or wear?
Bring anybody you want to bring.
Right.
And make sure you're wearing
Anybody,
like
okay.
loose clothing, something you're comfortable in, okay?
Okay.
Yeah,
No problem.
awesome. She walks out. And you spend the rest of your class just meditating, relaxing with Ivy, as, I mean, eventually you kind of just realize no teacher came in here
Right on.
to teach you anything. Just,
Well, after awkwardly a couple of minutes of silence, I'll go ahead and pull out the book that I'm currently reading and stay sitting on my mat and just read my book.
awesome.
Are there any like school books in here, or
There's no shelves, there's no books. There's windows.
nah, I know what it looks like outside.
Okay.
All right.
There is very serene meditative music playing the whole time, though.
Right. Lots of yeah.
Horn.
Cool. So it's basically like spa class.
Yeah.
Or you get there and they're like, it's just beyond that door. Enjoy the tranquility. And then there's nothing. Like, here's a robe. And you hang out and yeah. All right.
Very
I'm good at
lackadaisically.
If Ivy keeps talking to me, then eventually I'll try and teach her how to be quiet. Like, hey, you want to play the quiet game? Things like that. But
She is a chatty person, and she will
Totally.
back off when you ask her to, though.
I will never ask her to back off. I just will turn the course towards, quiet time. How do you meditate? Things like that.
Well, mostly I sit down, I center my being, and she just
Right.
shuts off for like the next hour.
I give my own self, like, my ear. I just high five myself real fast.
Alrighty. So, technically, we were supposed to do Durin before Barnabas, but we'll push him in there now. How about that? So, Durin,
Yeah.
you got to the school. You got to the opening ceremonies. And, in fact, you also found out that apparently your group is in first place with all of the points and stuff.
Wow.
I know, right? And then you find out that you get to start your classes. You walk down the hall a little bit where Sybil goes down one way and Barnabas goes down another with Bjorn, and you, Dresley, Pyre are all kind of, heading the same general direction. As you're walking with the two of them, Dresley still has a little bit ways to go for his. It seems like he's going to the gymnasium, of all places. Whereas for you are parked right across from the AV Club. As you see Nature's Way, plants and animals.
I like both of those.
Pyre, you're across the hall from him, heading into your room at the same time. As you step into yours, though, Bjorn. Not Bjorn, goddammit, Durin. You see that there's these very large hanging plants all around you. About a few dozen of them just attached to the ceiling with this bright light emanating from further up ahead. You also see that there is a couple of other classmates of yours that have met you here. There's Dana Stone, who belongs to the Lithomancers, Brady Quake, who also belongs to the Lithomancers. Yeah, they have 2 druids.
Wow.
You also recognize nope, not that one. Nope, not you. Not you. Maya Moonshade from the Mystical Marauders. There's a lot of druids. As well as Jake Mark from the Runic Rebels. All of you are in the same freshman class. As you all kind of walk in there, You also see Miss Szymanski, the botany teacher, who steps in. Good morning, class. I assume you all had your morning rituals completed? Morning rituals.
I mean, like, I took a dump, but I don't know what else you're talking about there.
It's very good to have frequent bowel movements.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of
good.
bran helps.
Bran does help. Also, if you're ever feeling the need for it, bark from a tree. Great fiber.
Ooh.
But make sure you chew it a lot. It's not the best to process. Anyways, I'm going to be your teacher here today. And presumably for your entire stays. Nature's Way, plants, and animals. Do each of you have a little buddy?
I immediately pull out Harvey.
He steps out, looks around at everybody else, kind of glaring at them a little bit. You see Jake Mark, the half-orc, opens up his camo vest, and he pulls out what appears to be a small mouse with like a green beret hat on its head. Then you see Maya Moonshade, who kind of just like looks, reaches into her jacket and pulls out a giant beetle that's just like the size of her hand. Not literally a giant beetle, just a big fucking beetle. It's just crawling
That's
around.
cool.
She nods in agreement. And then, of course, you see who were the other two?
There was Mark.
Brady Quake and Dana Stone. Yep. So you see both of the lithomancers just shake their heads no.
Oh, Mark was the...
Yeah, he was the first guy.
Yeah, I realized.
Well, then the two of you, the first thing you have to do today is head out into the world and get yourself a little buddy. Any type of companion that you desire. Someone who's going to love you and stay by your side and help you in all of your endeavors. Loyal to you. It's very important that you make this connection, as it'll strengthen your connection to the world as a whole. The two of them just look at each other. Brady raises his hand. Oh, there's no need for you to raise your hand. If you have a question, speak, please, while being respectful. Yeah, so, I don't really need a little buddy for me to do what I need to do, so I'm gonna skip that. Well, if you think that is the best choice, if it doesn't get in the way of your studies, that's perfectly fine. Yeah, it's not. Dana looks over. I have a buddy. She reaches into her bag and pulls out this giant geode that is like sharpened on like 10 edges. I use this to throw at my enemies. Oh, well, I guess your little buddy can be a rock as well. Yes, it can. Okay, then. Well, it is very important for all of us to know what our connection to the earth is. Now, how many of you have transformed? And everybody raises their hand. And who here has met their animal spirits?
I raise Harvey again.
Harvey also raises his hand. Wow! Amazing! What's your animal spirit?
Oh, it's Harvey, right here.
No, that's your little buddy. Little
He's
buddies
not.
are physical beings with you. Your animal spirit is where your consciousness goes and connects to the realm of the spirits, where all the other animals come forth, and the ones that guide you and grant you with your knowledge and pursuit of the earth.
Oh, you mean Harvey's band?
Excuse me?
Yeah, he's in a band.
Everyone just starts chuckling and laughing at you. No. I think it may be a good idea for you to lay off on the extracurricular substances.
The Harvey, am I saying this right?
Harvey looks at you. What, bruv? She's a fucking ditwit. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh.
Alrighty. Well, what we are going to do today is go on a field trip. Alright, guys, we're leaving immediately, and we are heading over to the Mystic Meadows, okay? She opens up a door inside of the classroom to a small courtyard in the middle of the school that has a big tree, and she places her hand on the tree as you see a doorway opens up. Alright, everybody, run through, come on!
Okay.
And everybody runs through the tree as you get to spend your first class going on a field trip, Durin.
Best first class ever.
Alrighty. Now, after you go, we had Bjorn, which means Pyre.
Yeah.
You were directly across the hall from Durin. His class, sitting right there, and yours, well, it's the AV room. As you open up the door and head on inside, where the fuck is that song? Come on, nerd music, nerd music. Was it this? Yeah, there we go. Oh, wait, no, this one. You step inside as you see, standing in the front of the room, is a tall standing human with a very nice looking button down shirt, suspenders to keep it lifted high, and glasses posed on his face that are very square, that match the squareness and sharpness of his jaw.
Hello?
Hello, you are student number 2. Is that correct?
I look at my schedule. Does it say student number 2 on it?
It does not.
I'm Paya.
Correct. And you're the second student to sign up for my class. Well, please pick a device that you will be working closely with for the foreseeable future.
Would you be opposed to something that I already have?
I would not, but there is the computer that you will be checking in on as well.
Oh, I don't have a computer. I got this though, and I'll take out my little device and kind of shake a little bit.
For smaller projects, if we ever leave the room, you can use that, but I insist you find one of these computers for yourself.
Oh no, I wasn't. I apologize. I wasn't saying I didn't want. I was showing what the other one I had.
Very well, very well, very well.
I'll put it away and I'll go to the computer.
This is the basic magic theory class. Now, some of you in here, he looks over at the left side of the room that is desks. You never realize there's a divider in the AV room, but they just collapsed the dividing wall. Some of you are here to learn the pursuits of the arcane arts, correct? While as others of you are here to pursue the technological arts. Both of you are correct in your endeavors. And what? He looks over at the wizard side as 2 students are kind of raising their hands. I think we're in the wrong side. Are you a wizard or are you an artificer? Artificers? As both of them stand up, and you realize there's 4 artificers in the freshman class.
Pyre audibly says, "Hey, my friends, come over here. Come on."
They they all come over. First one goes, "Hi, Lila." Gnomish individual just smiles at you and takes out a very large amount of just random shit and places it onto the desk as she begins tinkering away with stuff just passively to like pass the time. Then the second person is the person who creates the explosions. A guy comes over. Hey, Nick Flask. Hey, good job. Your team beat us. That was actually really impressive.
Yeah, thank you. We worked really hard. Fire.
Nick.
Nice to
Nick
meet you.
Flask. Yeah. As he begins placing down all of these random concoctions on the table that none of them smell healthy. And then there's Ava. Inscribe. Another gnomish artificer who sits on the other side of you, who just passively begins drawing runes on paper as the teacher continues. I am Professor Wojciechowski. Now, I know this name is exceptionally difficult for many individuals. You can just call me Professor W. Now, today is our first day of class, so we have to learn a bit about ourselves and our classmates. Are all of you familiar with Two Truths and a Lie?
Yes. At least I am. I don't know about the rest of everyone.
Everyone else, just waits. Then one person raises their hand. Isn't that where we prepare 2 truths, 1 lie, address the entire class with all 3, and then they have to guess which one's a lie? Then someone else raises their hand. It's a social experiment in order to explain why individuals believe certain things about another compared to something different. And a third one. Well, actually, I believe that it is more of a social experiment to see how easy it is for you to deceive people within your proximity. I second the first one, and I third the first one, and I second the second, and they just start jumping back and forth.
There's a moment where Pyre puts a hit his fingers to his forehead, and he just thinks they call me a fucking nerd. Oh my god.
All of the wizards are actuallying one another persistently over there, as right next to you, Lila, Ava, and Nick kind of just shift their chairs so the 4 of you are around one another.
Yeah, no, by when they're doing that, Paya kind of subtly does a motion. It's we gotta band together. We can't be around these people.
Nick looks over and goes, I guess I'll go first. I've been skydiving before. I've been Rocky Mountain climbing. And I've rode 4.7 seconds on a bull man named Blue Manchu.
They all sound kind of convincing. I don't think you've been Rocky Mountain climbing, though.
Actually, I have.
Damn.
Yeah. Ava looks down, looks over at him. You haven't been skydiving. I have.
I should have done the most obvious one.
Yeah, he was definitely lying about the bull one. He gave way too many details.
I was gonna say, good to know for the future.
Yeah. Then everyone looks at you expectantly for you to do yours.
Ah, shit, you put me on the spot here. I was not prepared.
Huh?
Oh, give me 1 second. I'm pulling something up.
Sure.
I'm sorry. God, you're putting me on the spot here, Joe. I've assisted somewhat in a jailbreak. I fired a gun. And I love the water.
You've never fired a gun.
Who else?
Lila looks over. She looks you up and down. I feel like this is mildly racist, but you do not love the water.
You're absolutely right. The water sucks.
Okay. They all start laughing.
I mean, it's not that bad, but whenever I go in and I go out, it's sort of like, you know how your skin gets all wrinkled afterwards?
The two gnomes just shrug.
I just get really dry, and it sucks.
Oh. I've never fired a gun. I'll do it now. No, not in the school.
Who's playing Pumped Up Kicks?
Oh, no. Anyways, you four complete your questions and answers very quickly, and Professor W will continue trying to rein in all of the, wizard students, and he comes over towards the four of you. As soon as the principal is done with his schedule this week, he will be taking over for their side of the class, so we will be able to get something done.
No, trust me, Teach. It's perfectly fine. We at least got a chance to know each other. So I mean, like, we're gonna be all in the same class. We might as well, you know.
That's horribly inefficient.
No, I mean, well, Teach. I don't know if you've seen, but in the fire, just blatantly look over to the other side of the room.
And I would like to third that first option that we discussed. That was 10 minutes ago. Get with the conversation, and just.
He will look back to the teacher and he'll say, I feel like we did as much as we could with that time as we could in the current situation that we are under.
Fair enough. So, what I would like all of you to do for homework sometime during this week is I would like for each of you to hack into one of the security systems of the school.
Ooh.
You can choose which ones amongst yourselves. Your goal and objective is to get some form of surveillance done, either visual or audio or written.
So like either hacking into cameras with only audio, or computer.
Correct. And all of you need to find what it is I hidden amongst them, and give that to me as your report on Monday. In the meantime, independent study is going to be very crucial to all of you. If you have any interest in any of our different activities that we can do, feel free to ask me. I would be more than happy to teach any of you binary. I would also be more than happy to assist any of you in learning more about technology, tinkering growth, applied magical physics, anything else that you would like. But I am going to have a difficult time to convince wizards not to blow up the class. And he heads over to the wizard side again.
Oh, but before you go, Teach.
Yeah.
Just real quick. Look over to the rest of you. Are you all? I've been told that I might need to do. I think it's called accelerated. Are you guys doing that too? Because I feel like what we do. I feel like that's kind of necessary, right?
Yeah, we're all of them. Yeah, we're all accelerated. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure. Okay. Never mind, Teach.
Artificers are efficient. That is our number one rule. Efficiency.
Fair enough. When he leaves, he'll say, if y'all want, you all could, I can do the computer. I've actually already hacked something before, so I want to, get my fingers back on it. That way I at least got the muscle memory going on.
Lila kind of like looks at the other two. Fine. I'll take audio. Nick, I'll take cameras. Ava looks at all of you. Looks down. I'm gonna hack into the sprinkler system.
Ooh, you should do it while everyone's leaving class.
I was gonna do it while they were all doing their spirit practice.
That's even better. Or they're doing the yoga, the weird yoga.
Oh, yeah. They wouldn't let me join the Jackrabbits, so anyway, I can just fuck with them a little bit. Anyways, they all just go into their own zones of working on what they're working on.
I start scribbling a design for maybe or maybe not a metal man, but we'll see.
All right. And now, everybody, we will be getting to you, Dresley, after we come back from a break, because I really got to pee, and we went way over. So, anyways, be right back. Alrighty, guys. We're back. So, where last we left off, most of the party had experienced their first class. Everyone wandering down the various halls to their destinations, and last but not least, Dresley, heading out towards his class. The Divine Smite for Beginners class, where you kind of separate from the majority of your party. Last one that you see kind of following in your direction was Durin and Pyre. And then you kept going towards where the gymnasium lies. As you are walking over there, you turn and begin to realize you're walking in tandem with Kara Glyph, the Dwarven barbarian of the Runic Rebels. She kind of quickens her pace a little bit as you are walking. And then you realize that you are also walking alongside of Rocky Boulder, as well as Toby Gatewood. All of you are kind of walking, looking at one another, picking up your pace a little bit. Do you feel the need to pick up the pace when they all start trying to walk faster than you?
Yes.
Alrighty then. You begin to quicken your footing, moving faster and faster as everybody begins moving faster and running, completely sprinting through the halls. You see a few individuals kind of in the way, just hanging out as people in your group are just shoulder checking them, slamming them out of the way into the lockers, and sprinting as fast as all of you can until you inevitably, almost all of you, reach the door at the same time. Unless, of course, you use your phase step.
Does this door have a window on it?
It does.
I would like to face step into the room.
As you appear through the other side, and everybody grabs the door and just starts snarling at one another. You hear a whistle blow deafeningly loud as all of you turn around and you look. Coach Fia Adeboyo is standing there. She walks out towards all of you with a volleyball under her arm, looking at you all. So, you're the new maggots brought here to train under me. First things first, barbarians, fighters, go to the left side. Everybody other than you goes over towards that left side.
Wow. Wait, really, paladins are not that well introduced in this?
Not in your class.
Oh, fuck.
She'll walk up to you. What is your name?
Dresley.
Say it with your whole chest, boy.
Dresley.
Good. And you did not walk over there with all of them. Am I to believe that is because you have some divine right to yourself?
If you mean I'm channeling my own awesomeness for my own purposes, yes.
Is this a joke to you?
I do worship no god, if that's what you're asking.
Oh, you clearly have not the foggiest idea as to what it is you are here for. Don't worry. We'll break you. She gives you the volleyball and then begins walking away. Everybody, this young man here believes his own purpose is greater than everybody else's.
Fuck.
He believes he's stronger and better than all of us. Of course, you can attest if that is not the truth. She looks over at you.
How is his pride in this moment?
You are staring down the barrel of 3 barbarians and a fighter. That you just beat in a foot race.
And an opening ceremony.
Yep.
Well, you gotta flaunt what you got. I'm preparing to take an ass whooping, but I'm gonna get some licks in.
Very good. If you would have backed down, we would have told you to step outside and hang out with those techno freaks. But words are not simply enough to prove you are where you need to be. Action is needed as well. So, we'll allow you to pick the first sport everybody is going to be playing. Collectively. What are we playing today, Dresley? She pulls out a rack of every type of ball.
Okay. I think we need to loosen up a little bit. How about some basketball?
The 2 dwarves look very pissed off.
Hey, just because you're short doesn't mean you can't shoot.
You're right, but basketball it is. You versus the rest of them.
Okay. When she turns around, can I do something?
Sure, what?
I'm gonna activate my channel divinity.
Which one?
The perilous athlete, which gives for 10 minutes I have advantage on athletics and acrobatics.
All right. I'm going to need you to roll your athletics check for this first 10 minutes. And
Really glad I picked this oath.
I'm going to pick the other 3 to roll as well. None of them have advantage.
And since it's channel divinity, I can still guidance myself.
Yep. And they
Oh,
all have a +6.
That's a 23.
Nice.
Ooh.
Who was the last one? Damn. The first 2 barely keep up with you. Managing to mostly just be on the guard to stop you from doing what you're doing. However, you do notice Kara Glyph of the Runic Rebels. She jumps unnaturally high for someone wearing heavy boots, and spiked bracelets just hurt you when she slaps the ball right out of the way. You get a little bloodied, but you notice she's keeping you busy the entire time. You're not beating her. The other 2, even if she wasn't there, you could probably manage to take the other 2. But her, she's faster. She jumps higher. And she is much more daring than you are.
Now, who said that dwarfs can't jump?
You point me in the direction of who said that, so I'll shove my heavy boots up their ass.
Oh, I like you.
Kara just gives you a little bit of a snarl. Very good. Now, barbarians, you have done what I needed you to do. You may go over to your anger management class on the other side of that divider over there. Fighter as well. Be gone.
Oh, she's the paladin teacher. She was trying to put me in check.
All three of them head over to the other side. She walks over to you. So, you do not believe in a god. You believe in what exactly?
Guess in the simplest terms, glory.
Glory? Explain to me what that is.
Oh boy. Wait. Da. Forming acts and deeds that you can be proud of. Things to keep. Actions that you keep your head held high, no matter what the rest think.
Now, you said you believe yourself better than everyone else. Let me allow you in on a little secret. Paladins are better than everyone else. We are. We are the perfect specimen. Our athleticism is unparalleled. Our devotion and dedicated to what we believe in, unparalleled. And our ability to strike fear into those that would oppose our viewpoints. Say it with me. Unparalleled.
Unparalleled.
However, you were bested by a brutish fool who believes in chaos. You should not lose a fight, even between three of them. That is unbecoming of us. So, what we are going to do here is start to practice. She grabs the basketball and begins dribbling. You and I are going to play for the next hour and a half. You will have exactly 30 seconds of rest to drink water in between this entire time period. And at the end of the class, you will sprint to your next class, and I will be talking to all of the teachers to ensure that you do not stop. You are running. Do you understand?
Understood.
Good. Then you have another game scheduled with them next Monday, and you go to start playing basketball with a much higher level paladin who's probably gonna whoop your ass.
I give her a fight for the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, and then after that, it's just you can't. She's rough, but there's a competitive energy to what she's doing with you. She's trying to mold you to be better, like a coach always does. And because of that, there's a tiny bit of you that respects her for this. Of course, it's exhausting to lose, but if you're going to lose, it might as well be losing to the person who's teaching you about anything. During this entire time, she will end up teaching you a little bit as you're dribbling and playing against one another. So, I presume during all of your bouts and battles that you have smited quite a few of your enemies, have you not?
Oh, yeah.
Good. And yet you still had allies die? Why? That shield that you brought in here not up to snuff for you?
Well, they died before I could actually do any smiting, but I did. First time, literally, we were talking to the janitor, and he just stabbed someone in the heart. I didn't think could not react. I lacked the reach, hence why I have the glaive now.
You adapted. Good. But glaive, she looks over at the shield you have over on the side, like with your backpack. You can't wield both of those together.
No, I cannot. the shield is definitely useful. But my point is to defend my allies while taking the brunt of the enemy. Meeting them first is more important than taking their attention.
Interesting. So, you believe it is more important for you to get to your enemies and kill them before you need to protect your allies. Is that correct?
Roughly.
Then you need to get rid of that shield. They're useless for people with your motivation. Find yourself something better.
Understood.
Now, are you utilizing your senses on a regular basis? Around new individuals, around new locations of interest?
That's the smell thing, right? Where I can tell what they are?
Yes.
I've only triggered it a couple of times. I'm still getting used to doing that actively.
Well, what you need to do is position, clear your mind, and take the biggest smell that you possibly can. Then you'll gain full access to the stenches of the foul. Of course, don't do that near the locker room. Are you laughing?
Yes, that was funny.
Amusement is not something that I'm meant for. I am meant to teach you, and make sure that you don't end up like the last paladins that came through this school.
What happened to the last paladins?
One of them's kind of the captain of the basketball team. But he's a
You
complete douchebag.
You fucking Brendan's a fucking paladin?
He is a complete waste of space, honestly.
Oh, I hate that guy.
As you should. Only the sheep would ever follow such a crude man. And if you're going to be a paladin, you are better than everyone else. You cannot be a sheep.
Did you assign him my class just to make this rivalry even harder?
Yeah. Now, as for your dedicated study, I don't believe in homework. I believe in pushing yourself and resting when it is needed. So, what I need you to do is when your body grows tired, stop. Take a breath. Understood?
Understood.
And you are going to journal down exactly how many breaths you end up having to take.
Can I insight that?
Go ahead.
I know she's not a jokester, but I feel like I gave her an out.
She seems to want you to document it for some purpose.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're serious. Okay.
Yes. Of course. Our business is among the most serious that you can get. And it is among the most bloody you can get as well. In the future, I will be teaching you how to hone your skills properly, and I will be teaching you how to wield your weapon with acute precision, so that even though you are wielding a glaive, you are cutting through like a surgeon towards your enemies. And also, I recommend that you get in contact with, one of the teachers that sell things here. When you get in contact with them, they might be able to trade in your shield and try to get you something else. It looks quite valuable.
It's actually really nice. You can use it to give someone resistance to radiant.
She just eyes go wide. Be sure it does not fall into the wrong hands. That would make them exceptionally good at evading us. Good. You go an hour and a half of playing basketball until you literally collapse onto the ground. Just sheer exhaustion. Your workout this morning, playing basketball with her.
Who's worse, her or Gildarts?
Gildarts is worse because he's not motivational. The workout is pretty equivalently bullshit. But she makes you want to be better, where Gildarts makes you want to make him shut up. It's the difference between high charisma and low charisma. Who's a better coach than a paladin, honestly? Very good. As you're lying on the ground, just like drinking from your water bottle, you hear the bell ring. Well, it's off to your first class. You better start running.
Yep. I get up, I start running.
And you pull out your little notebook and you read through it and you're like, oh, wilderness survival. Great. You run until you make it over towards the back courtyard of the school. Or, sorry, the back little grove of the school. Whereas you sprinted your way up there, you get down to where the class is going to meeting, and, well, you're the first person there. About 5 minutes later is when Durin and Pyre show up. Durin...
I made it 5 minutes early from the gym?
You're sprinting?
I'm exhausted, though.
Yeah. Were you going to go against her orders of sprinting there?
No. I just thought it would take me longer.
Yeah. And that also means you get 5 minutes to rest. But Durin, Pyre,
Yeah.
the two of you show up and you see Dresley lying in the grass, panting and covered in sweat.
You know I can smell you from here, right?
Hey, Pyre. Come a little closer so I can punch you.
Did you have fun?
Yeah, that's probably not the best idea, especially since you told me. So I'm gonna politely decline. You know what? I'm going to impolitely decline, actually. Had to go.
I would say she's worse than Gildarts, but I actually want her to teach me.
You'd also be just lying to yourself.
Lady started by having me play basketball against 3 barbarians and 2 fighters.
And who was on your team?
Me.
And who else?
Me.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
I went on a field trip.
That's nice. Where'd you go?
A field.
Aptly named.
I just did some work. I'm working on a project, and so I was able to get actually some of that done in my class. I got it's like with a bunch of fucking wizards though. They wouldn't shut the fuck up.
What did they talk about?
I honestly lost track after 2 minutes. They would talk about something, and then they started talking about parables or some shit. I don't fucking know.
Oh. So you guys know how I have Harvey, right?
Yeah.
And you know how he's like my little buddy and like my like spirit animal guide guy who
Yeah.
teaches me stuff about how I do powers and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah, the teacher didn't understand that in my class. She never even heard of his band.
Wait, hold on. Did Harvey show up like he is now, or did he burst through your beard on fire?
Like he is now.
That's why.
Oh. Okay, so I'll light him on fire for next class.
No, just have him do what you did in the church.
Yeah.
Just have him stand in front of you and then light on fire and then run around everyone.
Yeah, like the library.
Oh, jeez. Ugh. Whew.
You gonna
Man, I
be
need-
good? Or you gonna? Do I need to call like an ambulance?
No, I just need to. I need to find a regular supply of muscle bark because if I'm working out this intense twice a day, I'm gonna need it.
Oh, yeah.
Gonna
that
get the
makes sense.
gains. What'd you say, Jaren?
I said, oh, yeah, that makes sense. I could make some good berries if you want some of that. If you think it'd help.
I would love a good berry, actually. Fruit is
All right,
amazing.
I'm a cast of good berries, and here you go. Take 2.
Thank you.
All
I'm
right,
just
you want in?
I'm gonna mush them into my water so it's not like berry flavored water.
All right, you want a good berry?
You know what? Sure. I could go for a little snack.
Yeah. And I will eat the rest.
Also, I need to find out where the school shop meet is because I need to trade in the shield for something useful.
I thought you liked your shield.
I've never used the shield at all.
I thought you'd used it as...
Okay, I'm back.
I've never used the shield.
Sorry about that. So, the 3 of you.
Oh. We've been role playing while you were gone.
Awesome. Anything I need to know?
No.
Nope.
Okay. Well, as the 3 of you are hanging out, you notice a few more students begin appearing. Some individuals from the freshman class, as well as some upperclassmen mingling into all of this. It seems that some people end up picking up their additional classes a little later into their scholastical career. However, Miss Szymanski walks in, the botany teacher that some of you know.
That's me.
Yep. Hello, students. Welcome to your first day learning about wilderness survival. Now, who here wishes to define wilderness for the class? Anyone? How about this? The first person to properly define wilderness will get a raspberry.
It's like trees and stuff.
Correct, technically. Here you go.
Yeah.
Now, for a cookie. Who can define survival?
Not dying.
No. Incorrect.
Just continuing to live through the most extreme circumstances.
Close, but no.
Being able to survive the environments no matter what changes they might come in.
Also, technically, no. And then you see Gerald raise his hand from the back of the class. If I may, I think survival is managing any situation or circumstance to give yourself the best probability of living. That is very good. Here, have your cookie. He comes over, takes the cookie, breaks it in half, hands the other half to you, Durin. You were mostly right. I just said it prettier.
I give him, like a knuckles.
Yeah, he'll fist bump, and it's oatmeal raisin, Durin.
Yeah, still good.
Which personally I love, but for some reason everybody hates. I'm an old man. I can't. Good. So, what I am going to be doing out here today is to start teaching you all basic survival tips. So everybody, empty your pockets, take off your backpacks, remove your weapons, and place them in this green circle right here. You see that there is a spray-painted portion of the lawn that is green.
But wouldn't that just blend in?
No, it's lighter green. Are you colorblind?
Maybe.
Right there. She points. Everybody in the class takes off all of their stuff other than their clothes. Right. Now, you all are going to be learning how to make a fire. This is one of the most crucial survival tips that you will need to know how to do. And the knowledge of how to do this even continues once some of you start picking up spells and stuff such as that. So, who here knows a way to make fire utilizing the environment only?
I was about to raise my hand, but yeah, she said environment.
Only the environment.
Does it count if I take a stick and rub it on pyre?
It's true. I do sizzle.
So canonically, someone can use you to produce fire, like sparks. You want to set that? You want to set that?
No, not actually.
I'll let you. I'm just making sure you want to.
I always imagined like their hair had like some embers, but it was like embers that like didn't really like catch. They're just kind of like a part of the physiology, but like otherwise, like if that's then that's that.
Okay, that's fine. I was gonna let you choose. That's completely up to you.
And I just cast Firebolt.
Half of the cast begins laughing, and the teacher just looks over at you, Dresley. No. Incorrect. 2 dry sticks with a wood that is coarse enough to cause, or smooth enough to cause, additional friction is the best way to produce heat. However, you will need to find kindling. 3 of you head out into that forest over there. Or sorry, the woods over there. She points out a woods within the campus. You are going to have to find the proper kindling, the proper fuel, and the proper materials in order to produce a fire. I will give you all exactly 10 minutes as you'll group together to be able to start a fire. If you fail, then you are going to be the taste testers for the mushroom exam tomorrow.
Ooh, I like
Wait.
mushrooms.
Yeah, that sounds good.
But
You won't
I don't
like all mushrooms.
I don't want to lose though, guys. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Loser
I
gets
mean,
a prize?
Did you?
Is that right?
He'll look to Dresley. Did you like lose like something when you ran all the way over here from your freaking
What's
gym?
wrong with mushrooms? You eat them and then you start seeing things.
I'm not
It's-
saying
Yes.
there's anything wrong with mushrooms. I'm saying I don't want to eat mushrooms. I don't know what's gonna taste or do to me.
Oh, you never fully know what it's gonna do to you.
It's fine. Sometimes you grow an extra head and that becomes real awkward.
So what
Sometimes you have to vomit fire.
So what you're telling me is you want to lose.
Kinda.
No.
That's the only way we do that is if we lose. So I mean, let's not lose then, yeah.
I mean, we could win and then just volunteer to do that.
You can volunteer. I'll watch.
Time begins now. She pushes a little stopwatch.
Okay, so what are the things we're looking for?
Kindling.
Okay, what's that?
Stuff that is used to create fire.
Leaves
Okay.
and sticks.
Ah,
That is the most basic form
Yeah.
of kindling.
Sure. Go ahead and roll a
Oh.
survival check.
wait, I had that in my pocket, so I was told to put it all down.
Wait, who's doing the check?
Whoever's looking for the kindling.
Okay.
There's 3 things you need to look for. Something to ignite, kindling, and fuel. 12. Durin, you go over to a pile of leaves and start picking them up, but then you notice they're all wet and soggy. And when you lick your joints too much, they don't ignite as easily. So you go for some of the leaves that are, you know, less wet and soggy on higher elevation.
These will serve me well.
So who's going to take over for the fuel?
I'll do the fuel.
Mm-hmm. You are a city boy after all.
It's through. I don't know shit about what I'm doing. I just think I can do it.
Yeah, you picked survival.
Yep. You start hoisting against a small, skinnier tree, you know, thickness about your arm. Yeah, this will be plenty of fuel as you are leaning into it, snapping the tree off and breaking it down to the ground.
I think I might have made a mistake here. I'm not gonna lie to you guys.
Did he just bring down a rubber tree?
Mm-mm. A normal, healthy, living tree.
Cut down in its prime by this city genasi.
That doesn't seem right for some reason.
I guess I'm looking for the starter.
Mm-hmm.
Cadence. Oh, that could have been really bad.
I was hoping that you would roll poorly.
None
of these mushrooms are igniting.
You rolled a 19.
To be fair, depending on what season you're in, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know how that's bad. You rolled a 19. Or using
It was
3D,
close on the die.
3D dice. It
Yeah.
almost became
Yeah.
Get you.
So, Drez, you start wandering around, and you realize that most of the things on the floor are very, very wet. So you start looking for a tree in here that looks more decrepit, like it's falling apart, like it's dying. The trees with the branches that are stretching downwards, and you find a handful of those branches, and you have to start, you know, hoisting your body and snapping them off, but you end up getting 2 sticks that you're hoping will be enough. By the time you make it over to Pyre, who's still, like, stepping on that large tree branch and pulling it back to snap it open, you see Dern is just, like, rubbing all of the kindling in his hands, drying it out even more.
Okay. Who wants the honor of lighting?
Oh. I do.
All right, you're going to do the lighting?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to call this a sleight of hand check because you have not been taught the proper technique.
Okay.
You do this for like a minute straight, but then your hands are on fire. Your arms are so tired.
Oh no, that's not what I wanted on fire.
Durin is out after 1 minute. Who's next?
I will give it a shot. I will call this my redemption act.
Go right
Bring
ahead.
that big giant tree over here.
Yeah, watch this. They call me Pie Quick Fingers. 10.
10. You start producing a little bit of smoke, but
Could I argue? Oh no, never mind. I was gonna try and cheat, but I don't want to cheat. Never mind. I was gonna say, oh, what if I cast Fireball at the same time? But I don't want to do that.
Dresley, your last. Pyre got it smoking, but his arms are quaking after that.
Ugh.
Well, I'm not using session advantage on this. Fuck it.
We have
it's
less than
10.
an hour, so.
Yeah, I'll use session advantage on this.
Alrighty.
You said sleight of hand?
Sleight of hand. Come on. Hell yeah. You lean over top of it, and you start rubbing, and you realize the tree that Pyre brought over, when you get the bark off, oh, it actually has perfect grooves for you to work on. And as soon as you start getting a little bit of smoke, you look over at one of the two of them. Who are you going to trust to start tossing in some of the kindling to get it to start flaming more?
I'm gonna say Durin knows how to maintain a smoke stack. Sorry, Pyre.
That is
Never
literally
do.
my backstory.
All right. Durin, survival check on this. You have to
All right.
make sure you
session.
blow into it smoothly, get some of the kindling to ignite a little bit. Yeah?
I
you
will
s-
also be using session advantage on this.
All right.
Damn it!
Has enough time passed that I could have cast guidance?
Yeah, you're passing it on to somebody else, so you're acting at different times.
Okay. Roll a d4, Durin. It's better than nothing, I guess.
He's getting it. There's a little bit of fire in there, but you need more help. Pyre, this is your one chance, your one opportunity to save the moment. Roll that survival check.
All right, just you watch. 14.
Hell yeah, you got there.
I think it went up by increments of like 4. I'm pretty sure.
You win up. Uh-oh, who'd we lose?
No one.
I don't see anyone missing, other than Bjorn.
My screen like flickered or something then, because I thought I saw. Anyways, you end up breathing enough air to start igniting. You get the kindling on fire as you bring it over towards your wood that you got in earlier, and you start trying to ignite the actual fuel for the fire, placing it around after you broke it off, and it takes you longer than 10 minutes to get that fire actually going, because you did pick a living tree that still was wet inside of it. Off of a 6.
That's unfortunate for the tree.
Yes. However, after 12 minutes, Szymanski comes back over to you. Well, it took you longer than expected, but you did end up creating a sustainable fire. 12 minutes is perfectly acceptable for all environments outside of the Arctic, so congratulations. However, I will require one of you to be the mushroom tester.
Ooh.
You seem very enthusiastic.
I am.
Oh, that's bad. Okay.
Oh. Okay.
Because tomorrow we'll be learning the differences between poisonous and non-poisonous mushrooms.
That sounds like fun.
It is. Good thing you're a dwarf, though. Anyways, the class continues like this, with each of the other groups going in and starting to try to find what it is that they do. Or trying to find out how to start a fire. And some of the groups end up doing it much easier. The group that Gerald Sway gets in, he doesn't do any of the work, but he gets all of them to do it very quickly. Bards are bullshit. Then
Sounds right.
we pan over, while you guys are in your class, to the other duo. RGE is also in this, guys, but since he's not here, I'm not going to roleplay him. Sybil and Barnabas, the two of you head to the Theory of Religion class. Hey, Barnabas, you have to return to your first classroom.
Oh, is this
Mr.
just the one side of it?
Yeah, it's the same exact classroom. It's
Oh,
same teacher, Mr. O'Connor. Sybil, you walk back down the hallway, and actually Barnabas was so far away that the two of you walk with one another over to that classroom.
How's your day going so far, Big B?
good. We spent about 5 minutes in class. One of the guys in my class is kind of a creep. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
He seems to be in religion because he thinks his god is sexy looking.
That makes sense.
Which is kind of a weird choice. But then he sent us out to go try and convert people. My teacher is very gung-ho on spreading religions.
Oh. Okay.
So how...
Okay.
How was your first day of intermediary elemental magics?
Educational.
Was it?
Yeah, it was very interesting.
There's only
Okay.
There was only 2 other people in my class. How many were in yours?
1.
Oh, so your class is even smaller than mine.
Yeah, I think most people went to the basic one. Especially one of those Crystal, I think her name was. She didn't seem happy with the fact that I was in a more advanced class than her.
When you say that, you see her kind of like quicken her pace to walk past you. You had no idea she was behind you. She's just going faster past you.
Deep down, I knew I could feel her presence.
But you also notice the girl that you met with Gerald Sway yesterday, Sophie, who seems to be talking to this half-elf dude wearing religious robes, who, you know, gives her a little, like, side hug, and she's just looking very plain-faced, uncomfortable as he walks away. Barnabas, you recognize as he looks back over at you and just gives you the thumbs up. Oh, no, not half-elf. Elf. Liam.
Elf.
Liam gives you the thumbs up and keeps walking.
As we walk past Sophie, I'll be like, I'm sorry about him.
Why?
He just seems icky.
I didn't sense any smells off of him. Oh, Sybil. Hi. We met yesterday.
I remember Sophia, right?
Sophie.
Sophie.
Sophie Vile. Yes.
Sorry.
It is okay. And I recognize you from the stage as well. Hello.
Mhm.
She sticks her hand out to shake both of yours.
Hi. Yeah,
Hi.
I'll shake her hand.
His god sounded interesting, and I am planning on learning more about religions. It was strange, though. Apparently, you have to swim in a lake in order to pray. I don't understand what the point of that is.
Some sort of water deity?
Yeah. However, he didn't talk much about her. He talked mostly about himself. Anyways, I think I should get a swimsuit because I felt very uncomfortable talking to him about not owning a swimsuit.
He is a big fan of swimsuits. Are you interested in water goddesses?
I'm interested in learning, mostly.
Mm. Well, if you're interested with religions, I'm going to do a small ceremony tonight for the Green Man out at this salt giver, whatever, the same one I told the lunch lady.
And all 3 of you still walking to your destinations. Yeah. Oh, I would, but I already agreed to go to his. I think I'll just get a full bodysuit instead. Maybe one of those, like, burqa-looking things. I didn't like how he looked. Stared.
I think you should come to Barnabas's. He says a lot more interesting and less, wet.
But then I would be a liar.
No, you can tell him that you changed your mind and you decided to commit to something different.
Wait a minute. Am I
I'll be
understanding the order of
persuasion.
events here? Were they in the pool naked?
No, they haven't gone swimming yet.
They haven't gone swimming yet.
All of the clerics have to try to get. Oh no, 10.
I'm not.
Yeah, you're not a persuader. That's fair, actually. Barnabas, you can also try if you...
Okay. I actually have persuasion, but
Nice.
background.
Yep. 22. This feels a lot more favorable. If I run into him during lunch, I'll probably tell him that I don't want to because he's icky. That seems like a good word to describe him.
Yes.
Honesty's the best policy.
Yes. Okay.
I'm pretty sure he probably would have tried to convince you that you have to swim naked for the sake of his goddess.
Sounds like the time.
Ew.
Yeah. I'm willing to bet that's not one of her precepts, but
So, is neutering a thing among people?
Technically, yes.
I learned about it recently when it came to animals. It sounded cruel, but just curious.
it is sometimes necessary for the health of the flock. If you have certain animals, when you're trying to breed for good, positive results in your flock, sometimes you need to do that for ones with bad traits that you don't want to spread throughout the flock. Selective breeding is a whole process. If you ever take up the animal handling courses, or maybe even nature or medicine, they might teach it as well. But it's a very common practice in livestock rearing.
I was trying to take both of those, but I only got into medicine because conflict with my schedule. And you guys are at your class, and she seems to be walking in there with you, taking religion.
Oh, good.
Oh, are both of you coming in here?
Yes.
Yes.
Good. Can I sit at your table? It's less uncomfortable than talking to new people.
You're
You can
welcome.
sit with us.
You're
Yeah,
welcome to sit with us.
Of course you can.
You get in there, she sits down, and both of you sit down at different... And tables were brought out while you were away from the class instead of the very few desks that were in there. And as people begin piling in, you see Carla stepping in here again. Hi. She comes over, sits down at your table, forming a four-man.
Carla, how's it going?
Oh, it's going... Oh, I didn't ask. Can I sit here?
You're always welcome. Carla, this is my party member, Sybil.
Hi. Yes, I remembered seeing you on the stage with them, and oh, wonderful. A pleasure to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you too.
Hi. Oh,
And this is Sophie Vile, member of the Alchemical Romancers.
hello. Please don't hug me. She'll stick her hand out for a shake. Okay, I wasn't planning on it. Usually, I don't hug people. I like your hair. Thanks. It took me like 2 hours to get it like this. Egg whites. That's really healthy for your hair. A lot of protein. Cool. And then the teacher comes in. Mr. O'Connor. He walks
I
through.
like this guy.
He looks over at you. He looks over at Carla. The two of you didn't dilly-dally in the halls the entire time. You were pursuing new recruits, correct?
Yes.
Good. She looks. Yeah, I got two, actually. They were both in the same class together. Very
Oh,
good.
that's good.
Yeah.
I believe I have two at least as well. We'll see how the day ends.
Oh, if you're wondering about me, I will be there. The other guy gave me the ick. Am I using that right?
That is correct.
Okay.
Term.
The other guy being Liam? He looks over at you, Barnabas.
Yeah.
Very good. Seems like we might have to bring back some old testimonial treatments. He walks up to the front board.
I count her as 2 points since I poached her from him.
Fair. Any way to fuck him over and make yourself better. Hey, it's religion. Anyways.
Nothing better than a convert.
Mm-hmm. They're worth 5 points. Good morning, everybody. Though we only have a short period of time before it is afternoon, I am Mr. O'Connor, your philosophy of gods teacher, as well as, for all of you, the theory of religion. Now, I would ask that somebody who is not one of my students as their primary course answer this following question. What is the difference between a religion and a cult?
Tax write-offs.
He looks around the room. Everybody seems fairly stumped. Anyone? Very well. The number of worshippers towards the idol is
That was
the
going to be my
only
answer,
difference.
but he told me not to answer.
Yeah. See, if a community has but 5 worshippers, they are seen as a small congregation, something that does not need to be worried about or really thought of after that, as 5 individuals usually are not very dangerous by themselves when they're following lesser deities. However, as soon as you get more than 5 and under 50, you are classified as a cult. And as a cult, you are very dangerous. You are not adhering to the specific laws and regulations, and your teachings are not as well established for people to know how good your worship truly is. As soon as you have 51 worshippers towards a single deity, that is when you can legally file to become an independent religion. Now, who here knows anything about cults? Anybody at all? Any information you all have?
Cults are generally driven around one charismatic leader.
Can you be more specific?
No. Not sure what more specific you want me to be with that statement.
A leader is not usually enough to constitute, not at least among a mortal variety. Usually, when a cult has a leader, it is some form of otherworldly being, a devil, a demon, a primordial, a fae, something along these lines. Usually something fairly powerful within their own right, who's trying to manipulate others into pursuing their own personal goals. Now, the important thing to remember is, if you encounter any of these cultists, they are, he starts writing on the board, stupid. Cultists are stupid. They are very easily manipulated, they are very unwise creatures, and they usually lack proper education and knowledge that normal people utilize to make better judgments and decisions. So, what we are going to do today is have each of you break off into the groups at your table, and 2 of you, randomly assigned, are going to be chosen as cultists. It is everybody else's responsibility to avoid falling into the trap of this cult. And it's the responsibility of the 2 cultists to do what they can to make people agree to join them in their ridiculous pursuit. Now, to make it fair, each table, I am going to be randomly selecting who is going to be the cultists. All right. So, we have Carla as seat 1, Sophie as seat 2, Barnabas and then Sybil. So, Sophie and Barnabas, you two are responsible to convince the other two to join your cult. Alrighty. Get to work. Sophie pulls out a notepad and a pencil. Okay, so what is the goal of our cult? Recruitment. She writes that at the top. Why are we recruiting them?
To get access to their funds.
Access their funds. Money, right?
Yes, money.
Okay, money. What is the end goal after we gain access to their funds?
Spend it on a lavish lifestyle.
Lavished lifestyle. This seems very unrealistic.
I think that's the point of the cult. I think it'll be more exciting if it's unrealistic.
Very well. Shall we try the divide and conquer tactic?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna target Carla.
Well,
She
since
scares me less.
Well, since I'm already in a party member with Sybil,
Yes.
why don't you talk to Sybil?
Very well. She does scare me more.
What is Sybil is the nicest person in the world. You'll be
She's so
fine.
tall.
She is tall. So we have our goals, but remember, we don't tell them about our goals.
Yes.
So what is the premise of our call? Salvation through what? Because it's always salvation.
Salvation. How about an avoidance of eternal damnation by paying us?
Indulgences.
Yes.
Forgiveness of sins for cash.
Yes. Or we can tell them material wealth is what is damning them to hell. And that would be a cunning way to convince them to give us their material wealth.
I like where your head's at.
We should start a cult if we ever get low on money.
I may take you up on that later. To be fair, I have a party member with a lot of money. And my family does okay.
To be fair, you have a party member you could prop up as a part of your cult.
So, let's start with you first, Sybil. Sophie turns over towards you and smiles.
Hi, Sophie.
Hello. That is such a lovely dress you have. Too bad it is whorish.
I'm sorry?
Your dress, it's materialistic and therefore whorish. And as everyone knows, that is a sin which will cause you to burn in hell forever.
Who says it's a sin?
My God.
Which god?
Balthazar?
Did you make that up?
She leans closer over to you, Barnabas. Please confirm Balthazar is the name of our god.
Balthazar it is.
Balthazar is not made up. And
Balthazar doesn't sound very nice.
no, he is very nice because he offers the knowledge that wearing whorish clothing and materialistic things is what will damn you to hell. And if you give up those things, Balthazar will lead you to paradise. You have 1 week before the world ends.
That's unfortunate.
Yes. We plan on having a party. We will have chips and Kool-Aid. Would you like to join me?
chips and Kool-Aid?
And Balthazar. That's the important part.
And this is because of my dress?
And your wealth.
And my wealth?
Material things are a sin. Yes.
You have material things?
I don't, no.
Aren't you wearing clothes?
I made all of these. They're not material like yours, which are paid for. I'll explain
Mine were also made
everything.
by someone else?
I'll explain everything. Give me your wallet, and then I will explain everything.
I don't have it with me.
I don't like this exercise. And she just sits there for the rest of the
You
time.
asked Sheldon to con people.
I did not ask Sheldon to con people.
The
You
dice
let
did.
Teacher
Sheldon.
did.
You're trying to cult a cultist.
Yeah.
I know. That's why I didn't want to have Sybil as my target.
I wanted you to have Sybil so she could pull the reverse Uno and drag you into her cult.
I knew I had no chance of converting Sybil. Barnabas is aware that Sybil is more intelligent than he is.
Mhm. So Carla just smiles at you.
Carla, let
This-
me tell you about our savior, Balthazar.
What's his dogma?
Balthazar. He is the bringer of salvation and forgiveness.
That's not a dogma.
Yes, it is.
It is? Okay.
It's all about forgiving sins of
Okay.
others. And the
Aw.
greatest sin of all
Wow.
is greed.
I agree.
Yes. So the main tenement of ours
Mhm.
is to give money in order to earn forgiveness for the greed and the sins that you committed in the past, or
Okay.
to take money from others who have done sins and then give it to the church to try and gain salvation for them, because it is all of our jobs as servants of Balthazar to bring salvation to others, even if they don't truly deserve it, because Balthazar is a god of salvation and forgiveness.
So
We
to steal.
provide the forgiveness.
So steal from people that don't want to give you their stuff?
You can steal it if necessary. You can ask them for it. You can just relieve them of it when they're not watching it.
That's stealing.
But it's stealing for the sake of saving their soul. You're not stealing because you want the money. You're stealing because it is our job as servants of Balthazar to save as many people as we can. Because Balthazar does not want everyone to burn in the hells. But so many people are weak. So many people cannot give up their greedy ways. It is our job to go out and get the forgiveness for them. And we can do that by relieving them of their funds and giving their funds to the Church of Balthazar to buy forgiveness for them.
I have a question.
Of course.
If I steal wealth, that is me accruing wealth. And if I accrue wealth, that means I am committing a sin. Does that mean I need to just give that wealth over in order to negate the sin? Or do I need to accrue additional wealth to negate the sin, like a larger donation, I guess?
Any funds that you directly steal in Balthazar's name and are donated immediately to the church do not count towards your sin total, because you are doing it to give others salvation.
Need you to roll
It
me a
actually-
deception check now.
Using my last advantage.
Mhm.
This is about right.
You are talking to a cleric.
Yeah, I know. Of a different god.
And the punk rock cleric.
About a completely made up god.
Yeah. Wow. You're not very good at this.
You know, it's really hard to sell somebody on something you don't believe yourself. It's not really my forte.
Yeah. I can see that. But no thanks. That nothing about that sounded, I mean, even if stealing isn't a sin, that's not why I don't do things. I don't do it because it's wrong. And also, this church that you created, it goes against the teachings of this school. Don't get caught.
Not necessarily, because you don't have to get caught taking their money. They didn't need to know that they were being saved.
But somebody would know. Your Balthazar would know.
But remember, don't get caught just means don't get caught by the other people. You still have to tell the school that you did things. So other people knowing that you did things does not go against the anathema of the school. It's just only the right people need to know that you did things.
I see what you're getting at. Okay. Hey, Sybil, do you want to join this cult?
No.
Well, us girls gotta stick together.
Well, sorry, Mr. O'Connors. It appears we failed in our task to convert them to Balthazar.
Hey, what did I teach you earlier?
I am always right.
Correct. You did not fail in teaching about Balthazar. You succeeded in testing the virtue of your companions.
And they failed to learn.
If that is what you say.
It's not my failure, it's theirs.
Yes.
I love this teacher.
Am I so out of touch? No, it's children who are around.
Children who are wrong.
But anyways, the class continues like this, and you do notice many of the other tables. Yeah, people are not really selling their cult very well, other than one individual, Sam Rune, who managed to recruit not only his table, but the table next to his into his cult. Listening about it, the cult seems to express how there's a hierarchy within the magical balances, and as such, if you end up aspiring towards these magics with certain perpetual circles that he teaches to everybody, that you will imbue yourself and future legacies of your family with these magics of power as well. In doing so, you are guaranteeing your family the prospect of magehood, which is the most valuable thing that you can guarantee your family, as magehood can lead to any number of outcome of careers as well as influence across the world. And at the end of it, your teacher walks over, looks at it, and goes, "That circle you drew, that is a fiendish one, correct?" Yes, sir. The deal that I was going to be making with all of them was to unwittingly become contractuated towards a fiend of great power. And then, as such, I would gain the, power from all of them that they are promised, as all of their children will be born cursed. Good job. Don't start a cult. Understood.
Did he just invent Scientology?
A charismatic wizard.
Mm-hmm. Sam looks over at your table. Then he stands up and walks over to you. He'll sit down across to see the four of you all together. Hello, my name is Sam Rune.
Sam, I'm Barnabas.
Hi, Sam.
Hello. I was coming over here to say that congratulations on being the #1 group of individuals. Did you happen to find out individual points?
I don't think we did. Look over at Barnabas.
No, we never really tracked anything individually. We did everything as a party. I hear you did your team's entire mission yourself.
I did, yes.
I'm sorry, that must have sucked.
I told them I wanted to. I wanted to see if I was capable of it. Turns out I am. And in the future, I'm sure I'll convince them all to join me and work with me respectfully, of course. But I wanted to challenge myself, for starters. I'm sure you understand.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate that it had to come at the cost of you and your team losing.
Well, we haven't lost yet. We have until the end of the year. And I assure you, I'm going to be getting my entire team into tip-top shape. And they all know this, and we're going to do it together. I have it on good authority that, well, Kara... she was boasting a little bit in the hallway coming over here. Kara Glyph, I'm sure you've noticed her. She has the rune tattoos, the dwarvish girl, heavy boots, spiked bracelets. Well, she was boasting that she apparently beat your companion, Dresley, in basketball.
Did she?
Yes.
1-on-1?
Supposedly it was a 3-on-1, but he had additional magics assisting him, and, well, she was claiming that he didn't have a chance against her regardless. The other two were just in the way.
Her and 2 other people beat Dresley in a game of basketball.
You're right. She does need to get better.
Yes.
Are we the only group that didn't get have a leader? Sorry, I'm not here.
Apparently.
We have a leader. It's just none of you want to admit it other than me. Sybil's the leader.
Well, if a leader doesn't accept their role, then are they really a leader?
You're saying she wouldn't accept that role?
You asked her. We asked her this before, and she said no.
I guess I don't remember that.
I don't remember that either.
But I am very excited to have some worthy competition of me.
I'm sure it will be an exciting year. I've met your teammate Liam earlier today.
Yes, Liam.
Yeah, he's
He wasn't a problem for you, was he?
Oh no, he's not a problem for me. Yeah.
Good.
He has a interesting way of choosing his goddess to follow, I must admit. But then again, I was born into my religion, so maybe his reasoning is more typical than I understand.
There's some merit to the fact that he chose it.
I see. I agree, he is a little unbecoming, but you don't get to choose your partners, only if something tragic were to happen. Regardless, I wish all of you the best of luck in this coming year, and I look forward to being your competition. Shakes your hands, and around this time the bell rings as he just picks up a couple of books and wanders his way out of the class. Sophie looks over at you guys, blinks a couple of times. He's wrong.
What do you mean he's wrong?
I don't know. Liam gave me the ick, but he made me scared. Like Sybil. She leans over to you. You're very tall.
What a nice.
You do seem that way.
Thank you.
So
Okay.
He scares you, but you don't know exactly why.
Yes.
Oh, I think we can all agree he's actually trying to start a cult, right?
I'm pretty sure had the teacher not intervened in time, he would have activated that signal. So yes.
Yes, what does a child know about fiendish masters?
His family he's from a very long line of very powerful wizards. So it's entirely possible someone in his family prepped him with it. Maybe that's how his whole family has become this powerful.
That is what he promised.
The bell rings a second time, and then you hear over the intercoms, "Alrighty, everybody, it would appear that it is lunchtime, so be sure to find your way over to the cafeteria, get yourself some..." Really? That's... chili surprise and cornbread. We will also have a food truck out front. Anyways, enjoy your meals.
The lunch lady doesn't use vegetables, Sybil. So that's the surprise of the chili, and I don't know what that means.
She doesn't eat vegetables? Is that what you said?
Yeah, she said she doesn't use vegetables.
So where about this?
That's my question. I am not aware of how you make chili without tomatoes. I'm going to go at least get a bowl because she was one of my converts for my cleric class. So I can't stand her up. Plus she offered me cornbread, extra cornbread. And so at least cornbread will be good.
You know what? I'll go with you.
Yeah. But if it's terrible, we'll just go out to the food truck.
Yes. No, I think so.
So, the whole party meets up together in the cafeteria, seeing each other from across the way, smiling, waving, starting to get some grub. You try the chili, and it tastes like chili, but like wrong. You don't know how to put your finger on it, but I mean, it tastes like chili, but wrong.
Durin, you're the closest thing we have to both a food and an herbalist expert. If you were going to replicate this chili without using tomatoes, what would it have been made out of?
What would it have been?
So,
Do I have any chance of figuring that out?
are you proficient in cooking supplies?
Not currently.
Nature check. You take a bite of it, and your answer is you wouldn't. And you just put it down. That is the first
No.
thing you've ever tasted in your life where you know you don't want that in your body.
Guys, we shouldn't do this.
And that is enough for me not to eat it.
All right, I'm gonna wait to make sure she can't see me, and then I'm gonna dump the chili. Let's go out to the food truck.
She did give you 2 cornbread, though.
Well, I'm gonna eat the cornbread.
It's
Is the
really
cornbread-
good cornbread.
Well, yeah. You gotta eat the cornbread.
I'll share half my extra piece of cornbread with Durin because I know Durin's always hungry.
You guys see the burrito truck outside. The same one from the
it's the
first
burrito.
session. Yeah. But as you guys are getting out to that front courtyard, Durin,
Yeah.
your little buddy sticks his head out of the beard and looks over towards the right, concerned.
Oh. I look that way.
He jumps out and goes running around the corner.
Oh wait, no, I need that.
So, you go after him?
Yes.
Is anybody following Durin, or?
Yeah, I'll follow Durin if he's taking off.
Yeah.
I will.
Okay. As you all follow him, you make it to the side of the building where you see that there is an elven boy wearing priestly robes with his head inside of the fountain, not moving. And that's where we're ending the session this week, everybody.
Fucker.
Players, thank you all very much for playing. Viewers, thank you very much for reviewing. Hope you all had a great time. See you next time.